Russian infidelity shows are absolutely wild. One husband tried to seduce a colleague and failed, then ordered himself some takeout, only to get caught red-handed along with some other surprises. The other involves a truck driver's perfect wife, who wasn't so perfect after all, leaving her husband too ashamed to show his face. Now, let's see how they pulled off these shady moves. First up, our first victim, Galina, 23, a nurse. She's always suspected her husband of cheating but couldn't be sure. Her friend finally convinced her to call the infidelity investigation team. The red flag? Galina found a condom in his pocket while doing his laundry. As she spoke, she pulled it out to show the team. The husband does charity work and rents a separate apartment as his office. Galina said she'd find a way to get the keys for them to install cameras. The team thought this might be a dead end. After all, people in charity are supposed to be clean. But I guess this stuff doesn't care about your job. At 6 o'clock in the next morning, the team had the cameras installed. Then, they just waited for the husband to show up. Shavin, 26, founder of a charity foundation. He got straight to work the second he walked in. The only employee is this young girl. After moving donated supplies to an orphanage, they were both breaking a sweat. Then the girl went to take a shower. Based on past experience, these small offices are breeding grounds for non-professional relationships. Plus, she left the door halfway open. Is she seducing him or just being trusting? But for now, it seems their relationship is strictly professional. Suddenly, while the girl was texting, she accidentally dropped her phone and cracked the screen. Shavin seems like a nice guy. Anyone who didn't know better would think he's a great boss. After the team showed Galina the video of Shavin peeking, she wasn't even that mad, because she felt the girl was a good girl. But Shavin told the girl he'd be home, knowing exactly when Galina wouldn't be there. This guy clearly has a dirty mind. So now they had to install cameras in their home too. The original plan was just for the girl to come over to fix her phone. But now Shavin has prepared fruit and champagne. The intention here clearly isn't about fixing a phone screen. But he waited and waited. Over an hour passed and she never showed up. He tried calling her but couldn't get through. So he started knocking back drinks, one after another. Galina, who was at work, couldn't sit still either, so she rushed back. But the thing she feared hadn't happened yet. Really? Really? I knew he wouldn't cheat on me. Don't jump to conclusions. Wait until the job is done. Since Shavin was willing to pull this today, he's definitely someone who can't keep it in his pants. The team was actually getting interested now. Galina, on the other hand, was starting to feel a bit guilty. Just then, Shavin made another call.
Сколько мы насобирали денег для больной тети с онкологией? Слушай, а можешь мне на карту перечислить где-то 30-ку? Заодно возьми сколько надо.
Unexpectedly, the team caught something else. Shavin embezzled 30,000 rubles from a donation for a cancer patient. And it's clear this wasn't his first time. After making some quick cash, he decided to treat himself to make up for being stood up. Soon, the delivery arrived.
Приспичило, что?
Ага. Просто продинамило по полной программироваться.
Ой, даже я раздену.
He had the guts and the greed. Since he couldn't get the outside girl, he chose fast food, and he's paying for it with embezzled money. He doesn't give a damn. Now the condom made perfect sense. When the team told the innocent Galina, she was in total shock. She didn't even want to believe it.
Уберите, пожалуйста, не хочу на это смотреть.
But Galina still wanted to go to the scene to see how he'd explain himself. Busting an escort with such a big crowd, she must have been scared to death. Where is she? Who are these people? You idiot. Get the hell out. As it turned out, Shavin didn't even try to explain. The escort, probably confused as hell, grabbed her stuff and bolted. Galina and Shavin had a massive blowout. Finally, she kicked him out and burst into tears. But the team leader still wanted to give Shavin a lesson. Clearly, he wasn't listening to a word. In the end, they wouldn't even let him use the elevator, forcing him to take the stairs. Galina eventually calmed down, and the team left. Later, Galina and Shavin divorced, and she reported his scheme. The ex-husband is currently under investigation by law enforcement. Next, our second victim, Peter, 38, a truck driver. He suspects his wife is cheating, yet claims she's a perfect wife. The team thought he was full of it. If she's so perfect, why call them? But his friends kept saying that as soon as he leaves, his wife starts messing around. The team felt he was making a big deal out of nothing. But to give him peace of mind, they took the case. Now, Peter's heading out for a week. The investigation team was dead sure that this 1 week would be more than enough to prove his wife's innocence. The wife, Lily, 31. As soon as she walked into the house, she hopped on the phone. A free woman. It sounded like some kind of bitter irony. Then she made another call to her husband, telling him to drive safe, and that she'd be staying home cleaning, going nowhere. Truly perfect, right? Day 1 of surveillance didn't show a single red flag, but on the second day, she headed out and met up with her friends. The tracking team followed them to a villa. They saw 2 men and 2 women getting out of the car. But as for what went down inside that house, they had no idea. An hour later, Lily came out and called her husband again. Peter told the team she had already mentioned it was a friend's birthday party. Truly flawless. 3 days passed, and nothing happened. She only called him to say how bored she was. But on day 4, things completely flipped. A total stranger, yet Lily acted like they were old friends. She even showed him the food she had cooked. They looked like a regular pair of old pals. Finally, Lily poured him a cup of tea and they started talking, but the conversation turned into some very intimate R-rated topics. It seemed Lily was nice to everyone, not just her husband. Everything was clear. This perfect wife was a total lie. The stuff they said was shameful to hear. When Peter got back from his trip, it was time to break the news. The leader of the second team hesitated for a long time. He didn't have the heart to tell him, but the truth couldn't be hidden from him. When he saw the video, he realized the bald guy was his friend. They worked together at the same company. Peter was livid. "I treated you like a brother, and you're stealing from my backyard." He immediately called the friend.
Договаривались, тебе дыню привез. Сможешь забрать ее, а то пропадет.
An inevitable blowout was coming. Soon, the bald guy showed up.
Спокойно, Петр. Петр обратился в программу «Опасные связи». Вы спите с чужими женами.
Bleeding from his nose after Peter hit him, the bald guy wasn't even scared. He had no remorse at all and left cursing. Given the situation, the team couldn't just leave him there. Of course, Peter wanted to go home and confront his wife. The perfect wife was waiting at home like usual for him to return. But then the bald guy called to warn her. The news was like a bolt from the blue. Interestingly, Lily planned to pack her bags and run. Given her perfect act, she couldn't face the music. But after putting her bags away, she turned back, already in tears. She was going to leave him a note. But Peter and the team were already downstairs. They didn't go up. They chose to wait for her to come out.
Здрасте, Лиля. Программа «Опасной связи».
Не подходите, говорю лучше. Все, не подходи. Езжай, все. Езжайте, говорю, такси.
If you knew this would happen, why do it in the first place? That's human nature. People never look back until the day they're caught. Only then do they apologize and regret. But that kind of apology is rarely accepted. Finally, Peter and Lily divorced. After she left, the team never heard from her again. And Peter, too ashamed to face the gossip, quit and moved to another company. Alright, that's the end of this episode. See you next time.